to This Week in Baltimore Eating with Richard Gorelick. Join us here every Thursday at 12:30 to talk about everything food related in Baltimore. This Week in Baltimore Eating is brought to you by Eddie's of Roland Park, where they are as obsessed with delicious food as we are. Check out the vegan and gluten-free desserts in Eddie's Bakery on Roland Avenue and North Charles Street in Baltimore. Richard, what is new in the land of pleasant eating?
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Hi, Bunny.
Hi, buddy, pal, old friend of mine.
Bunny. No,
Kitty.
yeah, Bunny and Kitty together forever.
That's us.
So
We're having
we-
adventures, crime stopping,
Yeah, well, solve crimes.
food-related crimes.
Red Emma's. You read that? Red
That's big. Crazy news. People are all up in arms about what it means for Station North.
What it means? What does it mean? Yeah.
What does it mean for everybody?
You know, Red Emma's has been. How long have they been there on North Avenue and Station North? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Seems like 8 years.
Because they moved. No, I mean, they were on,
St. Paul Street.
yeah.
And Red Emma's, it's a socialist bookstore and cooperatively owned coffee house and cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of popular, Also,
They have events and such.
people. Here's what people associated also with Red Emma's, that it attracted a lot of hipsters and
Counterculture-ish.
home kind
What?
of people that were unfortunately working through either issues of homelessness or
So they didn't
substance
kick
abuse.
anyone out, is what you're saying.
They didn't, and that's great. And that seemed like a great. I don't know, but it seemed like a commitment of theirs to that neighborhood.
Okay.
It seems like they were
Right,
committed.
they were part
to
of
being
Station
there,
North.
and no matter what anyone said, treating those people with respect and generosity. So it seemed odd
Fair.
to some people that they were leaving there no matter what.
And do we know why they decided to leave?
Their stated reasons were kind of blurry. That they wanted more space.
It's a big space. So we buried the lead. We didn't say where they're going.
Yeah, they're going to that location in Midtown Belvedere on the corner. I'm not sure what street that is, actually.
It's right across the street from the Meyerhoff.
Right across from Meyerhoff, where Spike and Charlie's was
Exactly.
in the old days, and where Riley's Oyster House was recently.
Right.
And they say they have a lot more space there for...
Yeah, but it seems like it would be a lot more expensive
It seems
to
like
me.
it.
And also, since Spike and Charlie's, I don't think anything's really done that well in that space
That's for sure
some
true.
reason.
That's for sure true.
Which is weird because it's theater district.
Right.
It's a built-in audience.
But then I guess when the audience isn't there, when...
What do you got? You got nothing.
You got nothing.
You don't have any foot
I know
traffic.
people that went to Riley's a lot, but I know a lot of people who never went to Riley's, even though it was in their neighborhood. So we'll see. And they don't certainly they're not obligated to tell people the exact reasons why they're moving. But there's speculation, and I think in some circles, disappointment that they're leaving North Avenue.
Yes. And what do we know anything else about what's going on with Station North?
No. Station North, the place where I'm involved with is in Station North. But it's weird, like 3 blocks away, it's a different kind of neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the 7800 block, which is the block where the Charles Theater
Right.
is, which has been
That's been a block of stuff for a long
say
time.
75 years.
Yeah. Club Charles.
It's weird. So when you talk about gentrification, that's been there.
Yes.
It's been there for 75 years. It's been an arts, dining, and entertainment block that is, for better or for worse, detached from the residential neighborhood around it. It just exists as a Baltimore thing, and it's been fairly diverse
Yeah.
over the years. Not entirely, but fairly. And it bears so little connection to the corner where Red Emma's is. So Station North is a pretty big district.
And a lot of that has changed because of all the property that Micah has built up
For
and
sure.
moved into. And
Micah's a
expanded.
huge player. Again, for better or for worse. What do you say about it? I mean, they're
Tell
not
us,
gonna
what you think.
They're not going to be paying taxes, but are they displacing people? I mean, I can argue about that all day. Are people being displaced by Micah? There hasn't been residents on
Yeah,
these
nobody.
blocks of Station North or Charles North for 50, 75 years. So
Right.
it's not like, I'm getting into gentrification conversation.
Okay, good.
And when we're talking about food, let's go back to talking about
yeah,
food.
talking about some more food. But everyone watching, tell us if you're still going to go to Red Emma's or if you think it changes the entire vibe of it. And also, if you know why, if you think there's a reason why nothing lasts in that location for whatever.
The Riley's location, yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe Squared is still right across the street, and Nancy by Snack is still in one of the Micah buildings. That's Kevin Brown's cafe. He still owns Station North Arts Cafe.
Right.
So I'm not sure that it's changing Station North that much.
Okay. What else is new?
We read, I don't know if we mentioned that Heavy Seas Ale House closed last week.
We mentioned it. We didn't know it was coming, but now we know.
Someplace called Blue Dog Barbecue. Not to be confused with Blue Pit Barbecue. This is the first restaurant, I think, bricks and mortar restaurant for the people from Blue Dog, which is out of Arnold, Maryland.
Okay.
They say that they do whole hog barbecue. So they're barbecuing a whole hog over wood.
Yeah, that's not really something I'm going to be partaking in. So I'm not that.
I've had, I get it. Yeah. I get it. We'll see how they do there. It's something different. People say that, Dinosaur was a barbecue place. That didn't work.
I don't understand why that didn't work. That's such a tourist trap area right down there. When I had guests in from out of town, they went there.
Right.
Despite all my other, no, Andy Nelson's, no, whatever.
Then Dinosaur had a regional reputation.
Yeah.
People knew about it. Was that a Syracuse or something?
Somewhere like that. But there's big news of closings.
Yeah.
Big news.
Do you say it?
You want me to say it?
Say it.
Bill Bateman's in Towson. What?
Yeah.
What on earth?
Bill Bateman's in Towson, virtually on the Towson campus.
Every student ever would go hang out. When I was in grad school, our professors would take us over there after a class. We would have class discussions there. We would have group meetings there.
And it was so much virtually on the Towson campus that now it was engulfed by Towson University expansion, and they've had ongoing construction there.
There's been nonstop construction, which it's shocking because they made it through all that construction, and now as it's sort of wrapping up, I guess it's maybe not, maybe it's still ongoing. But are they getting rid of the building entirely, or is there going to be another restaurant? We don't know.
But sign of the times. Bill Bateman's maybe kind of exactly the level of restaurant that I feel sometimes is endangered by new eating habits of millennials. Do millennials, are they going out to eat?
To a bar food place? I mean, to me, it's such the quintessential college town kind of spot.
This will be interesting to see how college town spots across the country are doing.
You think?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do the young ones?
Do the youngsters?
They seem so.
Millennials,
young.
Tell us how you eat.
Do they even eat?
Do eat?
Do they even lift?
Or just avocado toast? Do you just eat avocado toast every day, all day, and poke bowls? Don't forget those.
What do they do?
And the ramen.
Still go out to eat. What were the big things at Bill Bateman's? The onion?
The crab pretzel. Are you kidding me?
Crab pretzel.
So good.
And the wings. Apparently the wings.
The wings. Glenn, you like Bill Bateman's? Yeah. Crab pretzels, right?
So by Bill Bateman's, think the last day Saturday. If you just got here,
you are watching This Week in Baltimore Eating with Richard Gorelick, which is brought to you by Eddie's Orleans Park. Check out their premium ice creams, including Taharka Brothers and outrageously good Cream Cruiser ice cream sandwiches. Visit eddiesorleanspark.com. Be sure to comment, and share, and follow us at #JMoreEating. I don't know from Cream Cruiser ice cream sandwiches, but yes, please. And I'm also, by the way, very good at making my own ice cream sandwiches.
I love homemade ice cream sandwiches.
I can do a good one.
Let's see.
Cream Cruiser? Have you had those?
My sister-in-law makes great ice cream sandwiches.
Oh, really?
And Kat
We should have a battle.
Giordano makes...
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Huh.
Oh,
I just buy the big chocolate chip cookies at the grocery, and then whatever my favorite ice cream is, and I scoop it, put it in between the two cookies, roll it in something nice like sprinkles.
Yes.
Wrap it in a tinfoil and freeze it.
Now, I've had a Cream Cruiser ice cream. They're delicious. And I, for some reason, randomly posted on my Facebook account that I wanted a Chipwich. And people were like, Chipwich.
Feeling the need for
Chipwich, I think people... the name is for some people like Kleenex.
Oh, but it's a real thing. It's trademark.
And I realized I hadn't seen it for a long time,
Yeah.
and that's because they stopped making it.
I didn't know that.
The company that bought it out also owns a company that makes those Toll House
Yeah.
ice cream sandwich. They're not as good as a Chipwich. The Chipwich was actually cookies and ice cream in the middle, but rolled in chips. And you sound like you roll yours.
I roll mine in stuff, not necessarily chips.
Right.
It changes.
Could be sprinkles. Jimmy's.
I like
Jimmy's.
sprinkles, Jimmy's.
Yeah.
Sprinkles, Jimmy's. But so the Toll House cookie doesn't have a roll of chips around it?
No, it's actually not that good.
Oh, man.
But sometimes I want it. I just want it, and I'll get it. But I also like a good Klondike bar.
I love a good Klondike bar. I would do a lot of things for a Klondike bar.
I just bought mint.
Those are good.
Yeah.
And the Heath ones are good. And, yeah, I like those. The Crackle, or whatever those are.
Ice cream sandwiches in restaurants for dessert. I think some restaurants
Some
do
people
that.
are doing some fancy stuff.
Yeah.
I know the drugstore ice cream shop in Philly. They have their own. I think they have their own line of what's that place called? Franklin Fountain. Franklin Fountain has some that are pretty nice.
Coincidentally, when I posted that thing about Chipwiches, someone sent me something from the New York Times. It was like the best ever frozen ice cream treats, which included ice cream sandwiches, but other
pop.
yeah
Those are
things
good.
like that.
The bottle rocket thing.
But mine would be, I think, a Chipwich is my all-time favorite. The Chipwich.
All right, fair. We should have we're gonna have to have a Chipwich off. All right, so I have a challenge for you.
Yeah.
I want you and all of you out there. Can you think of an iconic Baltimore spot that you have never gone to and it's really embarrassing for you to admit?
Yeah.
And you should admit it right now.
Yeah, say it. So here's my iconic, pretty close to iconic.
I think it's iconic.
Baltimore place that I am surprised to hear myself I've never been to, and that is Pappas.
That's crazy, Richard. Right. How did you avoid it?
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I kind of managed to avoid it by not reviewing it, but it had been reviewed by other people. So it wasn't like I was avoiding it. But here's my one militant food thing is that I won't eat imported crab meat in crab cakes. And I don't know for a fact, I have to say, I don't know for a fact that Pappas uses imported crab meat instead of domestic crab meat.
But you seem to have come to that conclusion for some reason.
Because they promote in that they use colossal lump crab meat.
And that's not local.
That would be the crab cakes that they're using local. First of all, like, it doesn't come in colossal. Domestic crab meat doesn't have colossal parts to it. As maybe.
I remember when we did that big expose.
Yeah.
Was that you? Did you write that?
Yeah, it's
I
only
remember that.
imported crab meat that gets you those beautiful but
chunky
colossal
lumps.
things. I just won't do it. I won't do it. I won't go to certain places that are very popular and get their crab cakes because they're not using. You understand why you're not using Maryland crab meat all year round, but there are other options
Louisiana.
still. So I won't do it. So that's why I know Pappas. But oh my gosh,
that's crazy.
Anecdotally, everyone I know really that the people there are nice. They get great meals beyond the crab cakes. But I think the reason to go to Pappas for the crab cake, right?
You go for the crab cake, and they have a special night, and it's a nice big one, and it's a good price. But yeah, I hear you.
And what is your?
Well, it's more newer. It's newer to the game, but I have never been into Zeke's. I've had Zeke's coffee, but like, how have I not gone into Zeke's yet?
The Zeke's, and they just moved, right?
They just moved. I haven't been to either location, and they have yummy breakfasts and coffee shakes.
That's
I haven't been. Hartford Road.
Yeah.
I am embarrassed to admit that. I think that's a shame. I should have been there by now. What am I doing?
They're waiting for you.
They are waiting for
Where's
me.
Amanda?
Like, come on in.
You said you had never been to
I never went to Hausner's when it existed. I'll always regret that.
I think I only went twice, and it was already, of course, when we went there, it was already famous for being famous, and I don't even know if it was.
It was more about the experience than the food. First of all, I don't even like German food, so I don't know what I would have eaten.
It was the kind of place where I automatically would have ordered the wrong thing.
Yeah.
At Hausner's. So I loved it for being there, but I had no special affection for it.
Right.
Beyond its existing.
But I should have locked in there.
But I did,
at some point.
I know people regret never making it to Marconi's and Mardik's.
I love Mardik's. I'm so happy I ever hung out in. I love that place. But it's also like if someone said, that they haven't been to Paper Moon yet. I mean, it's kind of a thing. You're in Baltimore, go to Paper Moon just once. You don't have to go back. Just
Here's
go.
the thing about Tio Pepe.
Tio Pepe also, or
I
even
love
prime rib.
Tio Pepe, and I'd say that at least 70% of my love for Tio Pepe is from having gone there when I was young, and my affection for it, and it reminds me of family.
Timeless and classic.
And timeless and classic. I really don't like to bring new people there because they're usually baffled by it. They don't dislike it; they're just baffled. They simply don't get what's going on there.
Really?
They think it's
They
weird.
don't get it.
They think it's weird.
It's a little cavernous, and they
The
go through
food-
the motions of like all the old school kind of traditions.
Or-
I like it. I like their paella,
Yeah, I like the paella, and I like
and they have like a crab. Speaking of big, huge lumps of crab, they have like a crab in vinaigrette or something. That's
Yeah.
really good.
and you got these off-menu potatoes that, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
huh? So John Hauser, hey John, he has never been to the Black Olive. I'm not laughing at you. This is just like how this conversation goes. You admit things and you're like, how did that happen? How have I gotten this point? And he used to review. I don't know what he does now, but he used to review restaurants.
Yeah.
He's never been to Black Olive.
Black Olive when it opened. Oh, go ahead, John. Finish.
And he says, I always get guff for having never eaten at Clavel yet. You know what? I haven't eaten at Clavel either.
See, I will just, I
haven't done that.
It's really funny. Clavel is the kind of place where you expect people to chime in and say, I found it totally overrated, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't. Like, it's really good.
Okay.
Clavel's really, really good.
Dude.
Yeah. Let's all go there. Let's all go there.
We have so many places to go. Everyone watching, tell us where else you haven't been that you're embarrassed, and we'll make it a mission. We'll start going. We'll do little food tours of all the places we should have been by now.
I've also never been to G&M.
Oh, huh.
Speaking
I think
of
I
pancakes.
have. I feel like I have, unless it was just carry out. I'm not sure.
One of my roommate, he went there last week for dinner to bring me back a crab
Yeah,
cake.
see, that's what I mean. To have I actually eaten?
But they wouldn't let him order a to-go crab cake at the table. He had to go to the
he had to
to-go
go to-
section, and the wait there was like an hour. I'm trying to think if I get why the restaurant would do that, but then again, I
Who knows
don't.
why?
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's a weird.
The way to get
process.
around that is to order it for the table, and then when it comes out, say, I changed
oh,
my mind.
I'm not hungry.
I'm not
Doggy
hungry."
bag. Yeah, that's one. See, we're here to give you all the tips. We told you we're going to solve mysteries. All right. Is there? Oh, also like places like Andy Nelson, Corner Stable,
Oh yeah.
Peppermill. Even Peppermill is hilarious. I had a birthday there one year because I had to know. I had to know what was going on in there, and they always post on their signs like what they have. They're like Shad Row in now, or we have halibut, and you're like, okay, I want to go. They have halibut.
One day we're gonna wake up and there'll be a closing notice for Peppermill, and we'll be
Which is why I went, because I didn't want to miss out on that
gotta
one.
go. It's very
It's
special.
so
It's not
funny.
like it's not as hilariously outdated as all that, but it's pretty outdated.
It's like all
Dated,
old
not
people,
outdated.
I think, and like,
Oh man.
but it's old school food that you
good.
like. You know, like potatoes and rolls and
and for me,
Oh,
and this is not
so good.
universal, I'd say 1 out of 5 people will say liver and onions.
I like liver and
Man,
onions.
the
I don't even
best.
eat meat, and I like liver and
The
onions.
best, perfect.
Do they have it there?
Yeah.
See, now I
it's
want to go to Peppermill.
Got that nice little, like just flour crusting. Oh man.
Yeah.
Good.
No, Peppermill, if you guys haven't been, I recommend it. It's an experience, and the food is good. All right, so is there anything else you want to talk about today?
No, I'm going food shopping now. I'm going to go to Eddie's of Roland Park
And get some healthy items.
and some what's it called? Cream cruiser ice cream.
Yes, right. All right. So you can tune in every Thursday at 12:30 for This Week in Baltimore Eating, which has been brought to you by Eddie's of Roland Park. Haha. Visit Eddie's for Mouth Party Caramels. Those are so good. Brew Dr. Kombucha, Michelle's Granola, and more local flavors you know and love. Let us know what's on your mind and what new spots you've discovered lately, and we will talk to you next week.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.